This next piece is very, very important for parents who are signing up a child with my swimming lessons. You have to be prepared, especially if it is their first year. You have to know that they might get upset. They may cry. They may cry for just one day. They may cry for 2 days. It just depends on each child. Here's the deal. A lot of instructors, if a child gets upset and they start to cry, they're going to let them sit on the side of the pool. They're not going to make them do anything. And then the child does not learn anything and you've wasted your money. That's not what we do. So when I say we're going to do something, it's not up for negotiation. The child has to do it. We are very tough. We are very tough and we are strict. Anyone who has taken from me will tell you that. However, I am not mean to my kids. I do not yell and scream. We're not just going to throw them in the water and say sink or swim. I've heard some horror stories in the last few years about other swimming lessons, to clarify, not mine, other swimming lessons, where kids have been held underwater and all that. We don't do that. Now, I am tough. I mean, they're going to swim, but we don't, that to me, all of that is abuse, and we do not abuse our children. I absolutely love my kids. So, you know, the thing is, you have to remember what is most important at the end of the day. And my number one goal is to make sure that when your child leaves me, they are going to be safe. If that means they have to get upset in the process, and if they're scared, that's okay. Sometimes we just get upset. Usually, it's not, I'm not talking about screaming, hollering. Now, I have some that'll just freak out if they're, you know, if they've had a near drowning experience in the past and they're just extremely scared of water, they might freak out a little bit, and that's okay. There's nothing that they can do that we cannot handle. There's nothing that they can do that I have not seen and dealt with 100 times. Like I said, I've been doing this for 14 years. So, well, no, excuse me, 15 now. That's right, because I had to recalculate a few minutes ago. I've been doing this 15 years, and we've never had a child complete the course and not swim, like I said. So, you know, they may get upset, but most of the time, the average child gets upset on the first day for a few minutes. I talk to them about my rules before we ever start doing anything. They know that my rules are, if we do everything that I ask you to do with no whining, you only have to do it one time. If they get upset, they do have to do it a second time because they have to learn. And when they leave me, I need to know that my kids are safe. I get very attached to my kids. I love my little swimmers, all my little mermaids and mermen, and I don't ever want to get a phone call from a parent saying that one of my babies had a near drowning experience or had an accident or anything like that. I've never gotten that phone call. I don't ever want to get that phone call. I do have some friends that teach swimming lessons, and they have had parents call them in the past and go, oh my gosh, you know, I thought you had taught my child to swim, and they almost drowned this weekend or whatever. And that doesn't mean that, you know, every single child is going to do everything perfectly once they leave me. I have no control over how they swim when they leave me. Okay, obviously I can't control that. All I can do is teach them the skill. It's up to the parent to continue to make them practice. But if the instructor does not push the child, does not make them do anything so that they'll just be happy the whole time, you know, you're really running a risk, because you will then have false confidence thinking that, okay, well, your child learned something. They took swimming lessons, so you're assuming they learned something. But if they didn't, what's going to happen if your child is walking around a pool one day and they fall in? They're not going to be safe. They're not going to know what to do. And especially with young kids, it doesn't even matter how good a swimmer you are. If they don't know what to do in a crisis, they can drown. I mean, they're a drown risk. So that's also why we stress water safety so much with every single child, because even the best of swimmers can have a near drowning experience if they are not properly trained and if they are not taught what to do if you fall in. If someone grabs you in the pool, how do you get away from them? We teach all of that. So that's very, very important. But all parents need to be prepared that they might cry, that the child might cry. So moms might cry too. Sometimes when you come back and you see your baby swim for the first time, we have a lot of mamas that get a little teary-eyed, and we love that. So, and that's totally okay. If you're one of those, that's totally okay.